Okay, here we are back again with more Dragon Age Inquisition, and we are in our new home base of Skyhold, which is awesome. It looks a little shabby, maybe a little bit rough around the edges, but I feel like with a little bit of elbow grease and some spit shine, it should shape up pretty nicely. Uh, I think the first thing we want to do is run around Skyhold a little bit, explore the place, and maybe talk to some people. Because our companions are all here as well. So yeah, I think that's probably a good idea, a good place to start. This is something. Fallen Chandelier. Cataloging Skyhold. Iron chandelier with dwarven elements. Sturdy with dwarven marks. If it's a copy, it's a good one. Rare to see post-Third Blight examples. The owners must have had extensive trading networks. No smith's sigil or other markings. Recommend reconditioning and rehanging. The thing will outlast us all. Mason Gatsy. Okay. There are a couple of places we want to check out first. The blacksmith seems like a good place to start.
Now, what did they make down here, and what can I make?
That's a very good question. Here's a wonderful storage chest. My cat is literally sitting on my keyboard and making my character jump. Alright. I got her off me.
This is where a smith should be.
Well, I hope so. So we do have a couple of new things here right now. First of all, I still have my special shipments chest, which is giving me some new schematics. But yeah, so now we have a storage chest. And I also now have this, which is an armor tinting station, which is very nice indeed. So I can now, make my armor different colors and give myself different looks, regardless of what materials I actually use to craft it, which is super nice. So I will definitely be making extensive use of this, although probably mostly off screen because nobody wants to sit here for 45 minutes while I tint my armor and everyone else's armor. Also, I feel like the volume is a little bit low today for some reason. That feels a little better to me. Okay. So Herod is still here and around, and that's great. We saved him.
I've walked away from too many burning buildings for one lifetime.
I'm sure you
This
have.
place, though, it'll be all right. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, for you and me both, sir.
You think it's strange to say. It's stranger to hear.
Don't let it go to your head. We need you level. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corypheus.
Yeah.
And we already did, but we didn't have a name. You're the surprise, not him.
Okay. Bring anything from Haven?
We left in a hurry, but you got into your old place. Save anything?
Family hammer. It's as stupid as it sounds. It's good to be back at work.
Okay, how are the new facilities?
How is this place shaping up as a forge?
Better than Haven ever could be. Not the way I wanted an upgrade, but ever forward.
Okay, and everything is functional?
You've got it all up and running.
Your basics, like always. There's space here for, I don't know what. This place was built for something big. It'll be a job to fill it.
I agree with that, yeah.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
The other thing I can do is customize Skyhold. And do different things with it. So I can change the look and decor of Skyhold in here. But we'll do that a little bit later, probably. But otherwise, everything else is still here from the old place. I can craft my weapons and armor, modify them, do potion stuff. I can buy and sell things. There's a shop here where I can get rid of my junk and whatnot. And it's just that now I have a storage chest, so I can store some things in it as well. The Undercroft. Cataloging Skyhold Undercroft editions. Difficult. To be clear, we can add all the equipment our backs can bear, but structural changes are best avoided. With new walls and such, you need anchors to tie in new stone, which means excavation, and I wouldn't go messing with the Undercroft. Seems like it was built to purpose, whatever that was. The whole keep has settled on top of it. It's weathered some serious heat and pressure. There are spots that feel like the inside of a forge. Large spots. No idea what that means. It's as solid as you get, so fill it full of tools and toys. But there's a dwarven name for someone who tries to change an old build like that. Sodding fool. Structural evaluation for Lady Trevelyan's consideration. Mason Gatsy. I would like to meet this Mason Gatsy guy. I don't think I have met him. We will, though. We will meet him eventually. Alright, so let's go back to the main hall. We're a little bit limited in where we can go at the moment in Skyhold. I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. I can't go in there yet. We will be able to...
What was this place? So much room for whatever was here.
Indeed, indeed. So here is a wonderful tower. Solus is, of course, here. This is the Rotunda. I guess it's sort of commonly known as the Rotunda. Let's look at this. Request for resources on the Fade. Regarding your request. As a noted partner of the Inquisition, Lady Montelier has ensured our contacts are quick to reply. The few titles on hand accompany this letter, with the remaining en route from libraries in Valroyo and surrounding. Archivist Bannon. Fade and Spirits Mysterious by Brother Ferdinand Genitivi. An Enchanter's Observations by Anonymous. The Unholy Grace, author unknown. On Silver Chords by First Enchanter Irving. Wisdom Failed, The Hedge Mage, collected by First Enchanter Heron. Translations of the Elilan Excavation, collected by Brother Ferdinand Genitivi. Tevinter Journeys Inward by Archon Vias. Our Orlesian Heart by formerly Sister Lodine. Speaking to the Other, a translation by Lady Geen. On Lyrium, a Templar's Memoir by Sir Trius. Dalish Myth and Collected Truths Against, collected by Sister Petrine. Elvenan dis Falsis, Triu Metodracus, untranslated, author unknown. There are 2 more pages of titles listed beneath. Yeah, Solus is clearly wanting to, do a little research on some stuff. That's perfectly acceptable, sir. The Rotunda and the Fresco. Sister Liliana. As per your request, I have made a thorough examination of the fresco adorning the rotunda. I first attempted to clarify its intent with Mr. Solus. Forgive me, I know he is not titled within the structure of the Inquisition, but the more I learn of his experience, the more awkward I feel not using a formal honorific. On the mural, all Messer would say is, Skyhold is her fortress, meaning, of course, the Inquisitor. These are her actions. He is, of course, correct. The subject of each edition is self-evident. On the medium and method, it is elven fresco, pigment, and plaster, and it is grand. I have rarely been privileged to observe such skill as it is applied. It is considered with long periods of study before the image emerges, whole cloth and with certainty. It speaks of how I imagine elves view the world and the measured nature of their step. I should expect such competence from Messer, given his probable years of study, but it is still an amazing work, demonstrating an art with few living practitioners, even among the Dalish. Archivist Bannon. So, I think it was a little premature for me to read that one, because he hasn't actually put anything on the walls yet. But, as I sort of spoilered it, Solus is going to be painting the walls of this rotunda as we go through the game. So here is a wonderful little library. The Veil. I detest this notion that the veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of the spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing or a barrier or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the veil instead as opening one's eyes. Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now, static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it, chaotic, ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real, more, in fact. A spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The veil is an idea. It is the act of transition itself, and it is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. From a dissertation on the Fade as a Physical Manifestation by Marino, Senior Enchanter of the Minrathous Circle of Magi, 655 Steel. Let's actually, Dorian's here. Let's talk to Dorian really quick.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yes?
One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes?
Yeah.
Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
No, I was just enjoying the show.
I was distracted. That's all.
Distracted? By my wit and charm? I have plenty of both.
Yeah, you're sure confident.
How interesting to find someone so aware of his strengths.
I'm a man of many talents. What can I say? I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely.
Yeah.
In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters. A dark spawn.
So, in Tevinter, they claim the Chantry's lying about the first Blight?
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us.
Yeah.
They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed.
Okay, true.
But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
You're clearly upset by this.
Why does that make you angry?
Because the Imperium is my home.
Yeah.
I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth. But I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no. It was us all along. We destroyed the world.
Well, okay, first of all, you didn't destroy the world. It's still here. Everything's still here. But also, you didn't do it.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me, whatever happens.
Yeah.
No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
Nobody likes a pessimist. I mean, you're probably right, but you're also that's a little bit of a downer. Come on, dude.
That attitude must be why they kicked you out of the Imperium.
They didn't kick me out? Well, only because they never got around to it. Eventually, they might have.
Yeah, maybe.
All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world.
Don't you worry, Dorian. We will take care of this together.
Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations are in order, I would say. No, they're not. She took the job nobody else wanted, is the general idea there. Hello, Fiona.
Greetings, Inquisitor.
Yeah.
That is your title now, yes?
Yes, it is.
I should thank you. The way things ended in Redcliffe, you could have demanded anything you wished.
Well,
Yet you chose to make us equal partners. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, I think she does. I mean, your cause. I like how this is worded. Your cause. I'm shocked that you don't get a special mage dialogue with this conversation because, yeah, like, it's not an us them thing for her. Obviously, she is a mage, so it's us. But yeah,
You rebelled for good reason.
I knew you, of all people, would understand.
you would think, yeah.
I've been a Grey Warden, Grand Enchanter, leader of a rebellion, and now I am none of those things. Odd where fate takes you, as you're no doubt well aware.
Oh yes. So, yeah, you were a Grey Warden.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor. Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but nothing worked. Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
That didn't bother you?
You sound happy about it.
Becoming a Warden seemed like a dream when I was first conscripted. Towards the end, however, my brothers and sisters, they felt I had somehow cheated death. I was glad to leave. It also made me unique in the Circle. I had an opportunity to do more than I ever could as a Warden.
So, what you mean by that is that you started the rebellion?
You mean you began the Mage Rebellion?
I pushed for our vote to free the Circles of Magi. But I cannot claim sole responsibility for what followed.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
Still,
really can.
Despite all the chaos, I would do it again. What happened had to happen.
So you still lead the mages?
You're not still the Grand Enchanter then?
Any claim I had to the title ended along with the Circles of Magi, although some still call me by it. Perhaps the Circles will one day be resurrected. If so, another will take the position. Until that time, I lead my fellow mages by default. I will do what I can for them.
So you think the circles will return?
You believe they'll recreate the Circle of Magi after all this?
It depends on who the next divine is,
Yeah.
and what she offers. We can't go back to the way things were. But endless warfare benefits no one.
Yeah.
That is why I agreed to Justinia's conclave. There must be another solution.
At least Fiona is mostly a reasonable sort. But yeah, I mean, she has a point that I don't think any one person could take sole credit or responsibility or blame for the Mage Rebellion. There were obviously a lot of factors that were involved in the situation. Her time as a Grey Warden that she's talking about here is actually you can read about that in the novel Dragon Age The Calling, I believe is what it's called. And that is a story about Fiona and Merrick, who is Alistair's father, when Fiona was young and a Grey Warden. And the actual beginning of the Mage Rebellion per se, and Fiona's role in that is in the novel Dragon Age Asunder. So there's there's actually a lot of tie-ins to the novels in this game. You don't have to read the novels. But there's definitely a lot of like backstory stuff that you will have a better grasp of if you have read the novels by the time once you play this game. But yeah, Asunder is definitely a big one for as a lead-in to this game. Asunder and also the Masked Empire. The Asunder is by David Gator and the Masked Empire is by Patrick Weeks. And they're also honestly both pretty good books, just as books. Anyway, so how did Alexius take control? Let's talk about this.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly did the Venatori take control in Redcliffe?
Mages constantly found their way to us while we were there. Stragglers, most of them strangers. I had no way of knowing some were actually Tevinter. They spread whispers, encouraged talk of an alliance, and we were desperate. I'm not proud of our choice, but we were certain Templars were coming. It could have ended far worse.
Yeah, I would say so. So everything is well?
I trust everything is well with the mages.
There have been a few scuffles with your Templars, but overall, it is going well.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it.
Before you go, Inquisitor, a question.
Oh?
In Redcliffe, after we left, did you perhaps speak with King Alistair? Considering who you are?
He wasn't in the mood to talk.
It's just that I knew his father, Marek, back when I was a warden.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's rather interesting. Does he know that?
No, he doesn't. And he shouldn't. I
Oh,
only wanted
Fiona.
to know if he was happy. His father had such hopes for
Mm-hmm.
him. Don't mind me, Inquisitor. The concerns of an old woman. Nothing more.
Yeah. And if you read The Calling, it becomes clear that, Fiona is actually Alistair's mother. And that's why she is concerned about him. The Folly of General. This is one of those that has like multiple parts to it as well. The Folly of General Not Sheraton. So I might do this later once I've found more of them. Let's see. Is there anything in here? I know there's like often several books and codex entries around in this area. Let's talk to Halisma.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You replaced Minave?
You're taking over the duties of Minave?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
Okay. You're tranquil?
You were made tranquil.
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
What are your abilities?
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
Okay, and how are your duties going?
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Not optimal, given the facilities.
Yeah.
Skyhold should be improved, or our efforts will continue to suffer.
Okay, that's fair.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Skyhold definitely needs some improvement. You've got a fair point. Let's keep heading up. Now we're in the rookery. On the condition of your charges, dear Liliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples II is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed, and now he whines constantly. The two little ones are still a handful, but good news, I've managed to discourage Boulette from relieving herself on the silk rug Justinia gave you. Oh, that's good. Felicienne, from 2 doors over, has been visiting almost every day to play with the nugs. She is quite delightful, and Schmooples II is fond of her. I suspect it is because she brings him sweets from her father's shop. I had to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house, however, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago, an agent of one of the Blanchards, hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets. I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needs to talk to the Blanchards about their spies. All I had to do was put Schmooples II in his face and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I have arranged for Garter to take over nug keeping. Sparrow. So it's good to know that Liliana is still, having... still has her wonderful nugs. It's good to know that she still has that soft side to her. Note found in Skyhold's rookery. Sadler, Baron Plucky. I don't care how many missions he's flown or how many lives his actions have saved. He is a holy terror. Nearly pecked out my eye the last time I tried to attach a message to him. All the dramatic flapping and squawking caused the sister to come over. You should have seen her look when she snatched the letter from me. If I had a weaker constitution, it might have killed me on the spot. I suppose she thought I was trying to murder her prized raven, and all she had to do was coo at him, and the Baron hopped onto her shoulder, all sweetness, and nestled into her neck. How does she do it? All the birds like her. Is it blood magic? It's blood magic, isn't it? Weaver. Yeah, it's a good thing. I appreciate the fact that Liliana still has such an affinity for...
Sister Liliana will want access to the birds. Get the cages up here. Quickly.
Yeah, she has quite an affinity for animals of all sorts. I'm glad she's retained that over the years. A fine time to close a border. The news is dire. There are rumors that our warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. Without the Grey Wardens, the Blight will take Ferelden. Then it will undoubtedly spread. It will go north to Navarra and the Marches. It will come west to Orlais. At the head will be an archdemon, and in its wake will come thousands upon thousands of darkspawn. We must be ready to stare squarely into the eyes of oblivion. Many of you have asked why we remain here when such threats are mounting in the east. The problem, you see, is not a new one for us. Politics. To say Ferelden and Orlais have been at odds is an understatement. These two are like dogs and cats. We wardens are Orlesian by address only, but that does not seem to matter to Ferelden's leaders. Word is that the king of Ferelden is dead, and his successor, Loghain Mactyr, decrees that no warden set foot in the country. Mactyr, a national hero who helped expel invading Orlesian forces from Ferelden, seems to have it out for our order too. Maybe he doubts our abilities. Maybe he is more foolish than the history books make him out to be. This is why we must wait, even as Ferelden willingly welcomes its fate. An address by Warden Constable Blackwall of Valchevin to his recruits in 930 Dragon. That's interesting. Let's see if Liliana has something for us.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
No, I blame Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame. I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
Yeah, or we could have lost both.
More likely, they would have stayed out there, died, and we would have lost Haven anyway. You don't know that.
Well,
Their lives could have bought Haven a small chance.
you don't know that.
My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Okay, you're not wrong, but also it's important to remember that our people are not disposable. We're not going to have them throw their lives away on hunches or what ifs or anything like that.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter. Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We're better than Corypheus.
Yes. I love that line. That's one of my favorite moments, I think, in this game, with Liliana reminding her that we are supposed to be better than Corypheus, right? This is not up for debate. We need to be better than Corypheus. So yeah, in Skyhold you can do that. You can jump from very high places and not take any falling damage. So I actually rather enjoy doing that once in a while. I just think it's great fun to see what very high places I can jump from.
Look at this place. It's a bloody palace it is. Fit for a king, eh?
Maybe a little rundown for a king, but I can understand the sentiment, yes. News from Thetis. Haven destroyed by darkest menace. Dire news from the Frostbacks. The Pilgrim Sanctuary of Haven, home to the new Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of a new blight are now beginning to surface. As the Chantry continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. However, there is yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership survived and have found refuge elsewhere. Crier Bellinus. Okay, here's Sarah.
So, Inquisitor. It is Inquisitor now, right?
Apparently so.
Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows.
Yeah.
That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it?
I'm sorry.
Andraste, what did I step in?
If she answers, you let me know, okay?
Let me know what she says. I could use some clarification myself.
It's swearing, not praying. She doesn't answer. Not like she's supposed to. I know what happened to you. Or what everyone here thinks happened. It seems... I don't know what it seems.
Well, Corypheus seems real enough.
The ancient thing trying to kill us seems pretty real.
Don't get me started. Oh, wait. Too late, right? A Magister who cracked the Black City.
Yeah.
It's a hazy dream, right? I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker? Real thing. A seat needs a butt, so the Maker? Real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world? Real things. It's too much, isn't it? How pretty are you that I actually think this shite is possible?
So, wait, do you believe in the Maker or not?
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right.
Okay, that's
Look,
fair.
I have arrows. I can make this Coryphalis believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you. Sure.
Keep calling it nonsense. That perspective will keep the Inquisition grounded.
Oh, I can do that. Sure could use a few more people shouting no. We fight, the bad things go away, everyone calms down, and everything goes back to normal. A nice, well-paid normal.
Yeah, that almost makes sense. You're starting to make sense a little bit.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit?
A little bit, yeah.
Until next time, my Lady Herald.
You just keep being you, Sarah. You just keep being you. Let's see. Who else have we got over here? Vivienne is over here.
Maker, you're a mess. Let me have a look at you.
Oh, don't mom me.
Are you all right, my
Please
dear?
don't
Were you
mom me.
hurt? You look dreadful.
I've definitely looked worse.
You should have seen me an hour ago.
Yeah, it
We
was
should do
way bad.
something about this dirt. We don't need you frightening the faithful. Let's keep up appearances. You've handled this crisis competently, saving as many lives as you did.
Well,
But
I
the enemy
tried.
struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Yeah, I think she's mostly concerned that she saved as many people as she could, but she couldn't save all of them, which, yeah, upsets her a little bit.
For every person I saved, 2 more were cut down. I failed them.
You haven't failed them, my dear. The men and women who fight for you gave their lives for a great cause, and they fought to the end. The rest still fight, and you will fail them if you give up now. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first, and teach them to fear us. I think you know what needs to be done, my dear.
I'm pretty sure that conversation, the tone of that conversation, is an indicator that I have relatively high approval with Vivienne at this point, which is nice. I don't always get super high approval with her this early in the game. Adon, you're here.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
Okay. Blackwall.
So, this is Skyhold.
Yeah.
Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications.
Okay.
We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
Yeah, indeed. Though he'll be able to see us as well.
On the other hand, that means he can see us from miles away.
Let him come. I swear I'll take the twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
You're sure taking this hard.
You see this as a personal insult, don't you?
If it's not personal for you, maybe it should be.
No, it's a little personal.
Flock to your banner, eager to fight for the Herald of Andraste. Their faith is a leash, and your Inquisition has taken hold of it. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I have no idea.
There is so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter? Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter.
Well, that's reassuring.
Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable, and I've wasted enough of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, okay, I get it, but also, yikes. Right, I don't want to do with that just yet. That's Varric and his friend. I'm not ready for that yet. I am...
Majestic. How is a place like this ever lost?
I mean, that's honestly a pretty good question right there. Flissa.
It's you. Your worship.
Yeah.
I'm serving now. In a different way.
Oh, okay. I believe, I want to say Flissa, like the idea of that Flissa, if she survives Haven, I think she actually joins the Chantry. I think that's what she's talking about. She's like taking vows. She's becoming a Chantry sister.
Scout Harding.
Your worship.
Hey, so what are you doing here?
Shouldn't you be out there, scouting?
In a bit. We're in Skyhold for supplies and a change of personnel. Not me, though. Indispensable.
Yeah,
we couldn't do without you. Tell me about yourself, Scout Harding.
So, who's Scout Harding, really?
Me? Oh, I'm no one. Lived near Redcliffe all my life. Herded sheep for my neighbor. When the Inquisition came through my village, I helped by telling them everything I knew about the area. Then I signed on. Wanted to see the world before it was swallowed up by... that thing out there.
So, what's new?
What's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud.
Yeah.
That's just her face, though, isn't it?
I don't know if it's just her face. I think she might legitimately be very, very angry right now. Iron Bowl.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it.
Now I do.
Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
Okay.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. She doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori? Or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Okay. That's interesting.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't sing the chant of light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink.
That was certainly an edifying conversation.
I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option.
Yeah, no, there's too many.
A few faces might help.
So why did you act like that?
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
They may think less of you.
But those two soldiers might think you're an asshole.
So?
No, but this was good, thanks.
It was good to get their perspective.
Yeah. Sounds like we could use an easy win for boys like Tanner. And vets like Mira have seen enough to be wary. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that. No matter what comes next.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight, Iron Bull. That was pretty good. He's really a smart guy. Like, he's just a super smart guy. He knows his stuff. He really knows his stuff. Cassandra?
Have you met this friend of Varric's, Inquisitor?
Not yet.
Not yet. No.
It had better not be who I think it is. I will wring that little bastard's neck.
Who do you think it is?
Why? Who do you think it is?
Someone Varric claimed he could not contact. Someone the Inquisition, indeed all of Thedas, desperately needed. I'll reserve judgment until I know for certain. No need to have that rogue screaming persecution yet again.
Okay. Have any advice for me?
Do you have any advice for me?
Treat Dorian with caution. It's possible he could be what he seems. A Tevinter mage wishing to do better than his countrymen. What if he is not? At best, his presence makes the Inquisition appear to have questionable allies.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Thanks for the input, Cassandra. So Skyhold is much larger.
Here, tell the commander that this is the perfect spot for the armory.
Yes, ma'am. Right away.
Yeah, it is actually a pretty good spot for an armory. Good choice, guys. So we have all this, and things are definitely going to improve as time goes on. I don't think I can go in there just yet. Minave.
Thank you for saving my life, and giving us a chance to help. I'm mostly studying now, but Helisma can talk to you.
Okay, thanks, Minave. Let's head down here.
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Hi, Colin.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well.
They found a good spot for one.
Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
Yeah, do you ever stop working?
Do you ever sleep?
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
So, yeah, how many did we lose?
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
That is not something I'm used to.
Inquisitor Trevelyan. It sounds odd, don't you think?
Not at all.
Is that the official response?
I suppose it is. But it's the truth. We needed a leader, and you have proven yourself.
Yeah, you know, I think this is a point at which she's really kind of reassessing things and how she feels about stuff. I think near-death experiences will do that to a person. And yeah, I think she is pretty glad that that he made it out of there.
Thank you, Cullen. Our escape from Haven, it was close. I'm relieved that so many made it out.
As am I.
Awkward. Okay.
You stayed behind. You could have... I will not allow the events at Haven to happen again. You have my word.
Oh, it's so cute. They're so cute. It's so cute. Okay, well, I haven't even talked to everybody yet, but I'm running, this is already running long, so I'm gonna leave it here, and next time, we should probably look for Cole, and we should also probably look for the war room. So yeah, as always, if you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Later.